Hello learners, I am Dr. Arun Kumar, faculty member, School of Management, Sastra, Deemed University. In this session, I am going to talk about the different forms of research reports. There are many different forms of research report available. One is the journal article, the technical research report, monographs, books, graduate theses, and dissertation. In this session, we will give more emphasis on journal articles, technical research reports, and also on the different. We'll look at the difference between thesis and dissertation. Research is also reported orally at professional meetings. I think in every professional meetings, we're supposed to present the report which we have analyzed using data. In seminars, symposia, and workshops, we're supposed to present the reports. These oral reports, however, are usually based on previous written reports with a lot of cited evidences. So when you talk about the journal article or the most condensed form of writing, most of the international journals, when you want to report your specific critical findings, which is helpful to the industry in academia, you have to precisely write so that across the globe people will read and get to know about your inputs on certain research topics. Journals have severe space limitations, and often all the details of the complex research project can't be presented in one article. Okay. So they are the most prestigious format for reporting disciplinary work. Involves a peer review process which evaluates the quality and importance of a paper. There are certain standards as per American Psychological Association. The citation format has to be followed. At the same time, there are certain requirements has to be met before we publish in an international journal articles. There is a wide distribution to disciplinary and subject matter readers. Sometimes research can be written as a journal article as well as other formats to reach different users. So we need to really understand what is a graduate thesis and dissertation, which is basically tend to be the other extreme of a length and completeness, which reports everything whatever you do in your research. This is the report of the students' work to this graduate committee. These tend to be long and sometimes more wordy than necessary, but completeness is considered more important than efficiency in this writing. In this respect, they are the opposite to journal article, which is a smaller version. You can ask me question, is there a difference between a thesis and dissertation? Yes, there is a difference between thesis and dissertation. Image results for difference between thesis and dissertation. A doctoral thesis is focused a piece of original research, which is performed in order to obtain a PhD. But whereas a dissertation is part of the broader postgraduate research project, so a thesis will contain extensive citations and references to earlier work, although the focus remains on the original work that comes from it. So there are other forms of reports, broadly speaking, when you compare journal article, dissertation, and thesis. The other classification is a routine or periodic report. When you look at this routine or periodic report, it's generally pre-printed. Computerized form require less introduction. Special reports, specific and one-time studies or investigation emphasize introduction, authorization, and recommendation that should be comprised in this routine or periodic report. Next one is internal and external report. Internal report are used within the organization, which is very self-explanatory, less formal and generally short and may be sent as memos within the organization. And when you look at the external report, are usually in manuscript form with a covering letter. This is one type of or form of report, internal and external. Next one, authorized or voluntary reports. Authorized reports are focused on readers' interest, example, information, statistics, historical perspective. All this comes under authorized reports because they read sometimes the researcher tend to cite this as an evidence, authenticated evidence. This should be emphasized in the introduction. Details of authorization given check whether recommendations or action are asked for. In voluntary report, the purpose should be carefully explained. Background of the subject should be carefully prepared. That's the caution we need to take on voluntary report. And again, we can classify as short or long report. Short report is generally 1 to 9 pages. Conclusion and recommendation may be more important in short report. Body of the report may be used only as a support. Long report more than 10 pages may require extensive research such as accessions, field reports, etc. Which also discuss the definition of the problem, scope, and limitation of the research. Summary reports or special reports which review other reports and highlight important details and don't give background materials and result. And next one is informational or analytical reports. The informational report gives facts to inform, educate, instruct, and may not have conclusions, but may have recommendations and actions. Informational report may cover, monitor, control of operations, plans, and activities. All these comes under informational report. And analytical reports are generally extensive, defines problems and terms, analysis of action taken, pros and cons for further action. Information is used to support analysis, okay? Guidelines for future action, roadmaps for progress, all that has been covered in these kind of informational or analytical reports. And next report is operation and activities. We can classify under these headings, management information, bulk reports and talk about the productions, detailed shipments, inventory, cost details of material, raw material, all that comes under operations and activities. Personnel activity report consists description of personal activities in conference, conventions and unit visits or cell visits. They also contain expense reports. All this comes under this category. So I think with this inputs, hope you all understand the different forms of research report, and there are n number of other kinds of reports. Whatever relevant, I think I have comprehensively given my insight and inputs for your better understanding. Thank you so much.